Jean Baur, thank you very much for accepting the invitation of Inspiring People.
Yes, thank you for having me.
How does it feel for you to be considered the conscience of food movement?
Well, I feel very lucky to do something that I believe in, which is to encourage people to live with kindness, to not harm other animals unnecessarily, to live on the planet without causing unnecessary harm. And so for me, I've been vegan since 1985, and it's really good to see more and more people recognizing the benefits of eating plants instead of animals. And I just feel very grateful to be able to do something I believe in.
You have this feeling the habits are changing in the United States, and how do you see in Europe? It's happening the same?
I think that changes are happening in the United States and in Europe and in many parts of the world. Some of those changes are very positive, but there's also an ongoing pushback on the part of the status quo, on the part of the meat industry, who wants human beings to continue to relating to other animals in a very extractive, exploitive way. So as there is progress, there's also pushback. But I feel at this time very positive about the changes that are happening, about how being vegan is becoming more legitimized and normalized and accepted by the mainstream population. And I think that's happening largely in the United States and Europe, but in some countries there is more meat being consumed, and that is a significant concern, like in China and India, for example. As they've become more affluent, they've started eating more animal products. And unfortunately, meat and wealth and power often go together. And so I think fundamentally, meat defines our relationship with other animals in the earth. And eating meat reflects this notion that we are superior and entitled to kill and eat other animals. And that I don't think is ultimately a very healthy perspective. And in the United States, we've very much been geared towards eating meat, exploiting animals, and in some sense, that reflects power. And power is very corrupting. It undermines our humanity. It undermines our empathy. And that is another aspect of meat eating and our slaughter of other animals that I think is very important to bear in mind, but it's not something that is very often talked about. And as somebody who works at Farm Sanctuary, we see the animals as our friends, not our food. These are living, feeling creatures who have experiences, they have relationships, they don't want to suffer, they don't want to be hurt. Just like our dogs, our cats, or other people. We want to live, we want to enjoy life, and we don't want to be harmed. And when one group or one individual harms another group or another individual, it is bad for the individual who is being harmed. It's also bad for the individual doing the harming, because there's a tendency then to start rationalizing and justifying and causing the abuser to not take responsibility and to basically lose their empathy. And that's a very important part of our humanity.